Now the question that remains is, will the embattled Attorney General be able to survive this latest scandal, or is his time as America's top cop about to come to an end? Joining me now with reaction, Fox News contributor Michelle Malkin and Fox News political analyst Juan Williams. Juan, when he said, this is not something I've ever been involved in, heard of, or would ever think would be a wise policy, and then he signs the subpoena, is that a lie?
He didn't sign the subpoena. He signed an affidavit that was sent to a judge who signed the subpoena.
Right, exactly.
But let me just say, what you got here...
You get my point. Yeah.
No, I got your point. I understood you. But I think the larger point is this, that when Eric Holder was testifying, he was testifying about prosecuting reporters for publishing information that was regarded as a national security leak. And that's not, he was not involved with that. He was involved in, and I think wrongly so, let me just be clear, wrongly so, in saying that, yes, James Rosen, a lifelong reporter for a legitimate news organization, could be considered potentially a co-conspirator with the man who was breaking the law by giving away this information from the State Department.
If that's true, and you're saying he was not misleading Congress, which would be a violation of law, then the only other option would be that he intended to prosecute Rosen, and if he did that, hang on a second, that would mean that he would have lied to the judge to get the sweeping search warrant.
No. He listed Rosen as a co-conspirator, potentially someone who aided and abetted Stephen Kim, who I think was the target.
That's a crime.
But he did that so that he could try to determine whether or not Rosen, who had used the aliases and the secret email accounts, was in fact up to anything. That's, I think, what's going on here is that the prosecutors were in a bubble, and that's why they made this terrible mistake.
Well, I think it's beyond a terrible mistake. I want to get Michelle Malkin's take on this. Michelle.
Of course it is. It's chilling, it's disturbing, and of course Eric Holder just lied there. I think I am willing to pay for a chiropractor for Juan because the water buckets that he is carrying for the White House are very heavy. I mean, I can't even get worked up enough to have my blood pressure rise. I can't be mad at you anymore, Juan. I feel
Michelle, I'm disappointed.
Look. I'll tell you what disappoints me, that anybody would be surprised or shocked at the outcome of this thoroughly corrupt Justice Department led by Eric Holder, who we have known for decades has a history of obstruction, a history of politicizing the rule of law and subverting equal treatment under the law and our Constitution to his political ends. We knew it during the nomination process. I have always been livid that there were 19 Senate Republicans who ignored the long, sordid history of corruptocracy that Eric Holder was responsible for when he was a Clinton Justice Department official. And Sean has talked numerous times. We have, who have been watching, who have been doing our jobs as watchdogs, because guess what? You don't have to be a credentialed mainstream journalist to do journalism. And whether it was the Rich pardon, whether it was FALN, all of the sordid conduct of this Attorney General during the new Black Panther Party voting rights subversion case, through Fast and Furious, and now, of course, with the handling of these dumpster diving episodes and campaigns against James Rosen and the Associated Press.
Let me advance the ball.
How can you possibly defend it, Juan? How?
Michelle, let me just say, you have gone so far afield here. It's clear. Look, you're building a conspiracy theory. I'm just going to say, go for it. If you think that there's some basis for it, there is no fact here. What we saw from Sean was facts. Sean says, did this guy lie to the Congress? And I think Sean has a point. And I said, Sean, I don't think he did. Here's why. But I'm just saying to you, I understand, given what you've just said, that this is about politics. This is not about anything to do with Eric Holder violating James Rosen's rights. It's about a political agenda, a political ideological demonization of Holder.
Juan, hang on a second.
Holder.
Let me ask you this. He went and testified before the House Judiciary Committee about Fast and Furious back in 2011, not that long ago. And he said, I just found out about it over the past few weeks. Then we found the documents that showed that he knew at least 10 months before the hearing. It proved that he was not telling the truth, and then he had to go back after he was caught and say that he gave inaccurate information. Now, why do I... Go ahead.
No, all that came out, Sean, was that there was some letter or something that was sent to him pro forma that, you know, you could say,
documents.
Did he read it, didn't he read it, whatever. Okay, so we don't know.
Documents,
it's
signatures.
possible that what you're saying is true, but it's not as if it had the high profile at that point.
On it.
All right, Michelle.
It's rancid. The stench from the top of the heap of the White House and the Justice Department is so toxic that 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue and the Justice Department should be declared Superfund toxic cleanup sites. And the fact that you can't smell it, Juan, indicates to me that you need an olfactory specialist, because all of America can smell it now.
Well, I worry about your blood pressure at this point, so calm down, because I think if there was a scandal of that magnitude, it wouldn't be just you. Okay.
Wake up.
I would argue things are getting pretty tough right now for the Attorney General. I'm not sure he survives, and I think misleading Congress is a big deal. We'll watch in the days to come. He was not honest on 2 occasions, and it's very clear that he misled the Congress. I think there's going to be a lot of ramifications out of this. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
All right.